live from Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines. The 2025 Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau continues with the semifinal round in Class 3A as the number 2 seed Golden Eagles of Wahlert Catholic get set to take on the number 3 seed, the Raiders of Williamsburg, with both teams relatively new into the semifinal round of the Class 3A state tournament. Well, welcome courtside here to Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines alongside former Miss Iowa basketball Tammy Blackstone. I'm Daniel Versteg. And Tammy, we've got a Williamsburg team that's making its first ever semifinal appearance, and Wahlert Catholic hasn't been to the semifinals in 20 years. I think a lot of nerves are on the line here.
I think so, too. You know, that's always going to be an element here at the state tournament. But like you said, especially when these teams are kind of strangers at this point to the state tournament. But you see here, they're working the nerves out. They've had a game under their belts down here, and both succeeded. Had some kind of tight ones in their first round as well. And so we hope they're here and ready to put it all out for this game today.
You got to imagine those close games are certainly maybe helping the nerves kind of subside a bit. They've had to stress one out. They've had to grind one out, and now they can just kind of play their game again, right?
I think so. You know, at this point, every team knows every game could be their last at this point. And, yeah, I think these two teams are really well matched. We talked about it a little bit before coming on air, that they really kind of, both these teams, like, grind out their offense and play a tough defensive set. So I think we're up for a nice matchup between those two teams for a good semifinal. Yeah,
absolutely. I've been looking forward to this one for quite a while. Let's take a look at how these teams got to this point in the state tournament. Semifinal round, Wahlert Catholic, the Golden Eagles, with a 20-4 record. You can see they defeated the Spirit Lake Indians 51-46 in the quarterfinal round. How about the game for Claire Luke? And 26 points, 5 rebounds. She was a stud down low. Going to need to be a stud once again. And then Williamsburg, the official newcomer to the semifinal round with a 24-2 record, had a 3-point victory over Des Moines Christian, led by their star senior guard, Carly Rich, who's hoping that this is not her final go-around in a Raider uniform. Zoe Allen also contributed a double-double toward the Williamsburg victory. Again, we've got a Class 3A state quarterfinal on tap for you. Wahlert Catholic, Williamsburg. Winner will play Mount Vernon in the Class 3A Chipper coming up on Friday night. We'll take a break and get you more prepared for this contest with some seeds for success. You're watching the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small. We host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, you come here, you'll believe it. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back inside Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines with Tammy Blackstone, Daniel Versteg with you, getting ready for a Class 3A state semifinal. Wahlert Catholic against Williamsburg. Lots of great fans in attendance for this one, and ready to see what this matchup has in store. Tammy, let's kind of dive into what these teams need to do to have some success with our channel Seeds for Success.
Sure. For Dubuque, Wahlert, it's going to be so important for them to box out and not allow second chance points. They've really got to put a body on them and not allow those second opportunities for a score. Also need to be aggressive on defense and really try to push Williamsburg a little outside their comfort zone. For Williamsburg, I'm going to be really interested to have them looking into the post and then kick it back out if that collapse comes on them, to use all their weapons that they've got. And also, of course, take care of the ball, limit turnovers for that Williamsburg team. Yeah, Williamsburg has a lot of weapons they can utilize, and a good opportunity to do that. And, of course, both sides are very eager to see what the state semifinal round has in store for their two programs. Again, the winner will take on Mount Vernon coming up on Friday night when the Class 3A state championship on the line. So let's take a break. Let's try and determine how this one's going to turn out. Williamsburg and Wahlert Catholic
Tip-off is just a few minutes away on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, a fifth-generation farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau.
And I'm Erin Gerlich, executive director of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. We're excited to have you join us for the Girls State Basketball Tournament.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to be the title sponsor of this amazing event. Iowa's farmers work endlessly to grow and raise nutritious food and sustain our local communities. Similarly, Iowa's student athletes dedicate countless hours to train and excel in their sport. Partnering with the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union allows us to celebrate farmers and student athletes while supporting and empowering the Iowa girl.
Reaching the state tournament is a tremendous achievement, and it requires strong support. Thanks to the Iowa Farm Bureau, we can celebrate and honor students for their accomplishments on the basketball court and in the classroom. The Iowa Farm Bureau is dedicated to your success, assisting our organization in providing awards, grants and scholarships, as well as concussion insurance and these wonderful championship hats. These contributions not only protect student athletes' health, but also highlight outstanding performance in both athletics and academics.
As Iowans, we have so much to be proud of, and every single one of us plays a role in making our state great. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau
and the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union,
congratulations on an outstanding season and best of luck in the tournament.
Back here to Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, the site of the 2025 Girls State Basketball Tournament. It's presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Class 3A semifinal round is just about ready to wrap up with this matchup. The number 2-seeded Golden Eagles of Wahlert Catholic, the number 3-seeded Raiders of Williamsburg. And we talked about how both teams are kind of new to the state basketball semifinal round, but these two teams have played in some massive games, whether it's a state softball tournament. Of course, Williamsburg's been a big proponent there. So these two are still very familiar when it comes to big matchups.
Absolutely. No stranger to the big stage, and we're going to see some great athletes today because, as you said, Daniel, these kids are not only here at the state basketball tournament, but they've both been at the state softball tournament as well. So no stranger to the big stage, and very athletic.
We're going to find out who will play Mount Vernon coming up tomorrow night for the Class 3A state championship. And as we do, let's go down to our public address announcer for the pregame introductions.
Fans, welcome to today's 2025 Girls State Basketball semifinal matchup featuring the Williamsburg Raiders and the Dubuque Wahlert Golden Eagles.
Support your team, support your coaches, and respect the officials. We all play a role in enhancing the environment of school-based activities.
Thank you for your attendance and enjoy the game.
And enjoy the game. And enjoy the game.
The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union promotes good sportsmanship by participants, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting their participants, officials, and spectators in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or abusive comments, or intimidating actions directed at officials participants, coaches, team representatives, or event personnel will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. We thank you for your cooperation and invite you to enjoy the game. Fans, it's now time to introduce the players in today's semifinal matchup. First, the non-starters and assistant coaches for Williamsburg. Number 2, Briley Weingarten. Number 3, Demi Horvath. Number 4, Kylie Sewer. Number 5, Channing Becker. Number 15, Kylie Allen. Number 22, Allie Gorsh. Number 23, Jenna Urian. Number 25, Taylor Sanchez. Number 30, Jordan Skaggs. And number 31, Chloe Ossie. The assistant coaches are Brett Kozacek and Aaron Davis. And now let's meet the non-starters and assistant coaches for the Golden Eagles. Number 2, Lucy Lukin. Number 10, Kayla Webker. Number 11, Mila Breithopt. Number 23, Celia Scher. Number 33, Ella Kennedy. Number 44, Cameron Tyson. The assistant coaches, TJ King, Matt May, Bob Knoll, and Gary Schuster. And now let's meet the starting lineups. First for Williamsburg and followed by Dubuque Wahlert. A 5'6" senior guard, number 1, Carly Rich. For the Golden Eagles, a 5'5" junior guard, number 1, Claire King. For the Raiders, a 6'1" junior forward, number 10, Zoe Allen. For the Golden Eagles, a 5'10" senior forward, number 3, Olivia Donovan. For the Raiders, a 5'3" senior guard, number 11, McKenna Hughes. For the Golden Eagles, a 5'10" sophomore forward, number 5, Carolyn Freed. For the Raiders, a 5'10" sophomore forward, number 12, Ava Hooker. For the Golden Eagles, a 5'6" junior guard, number 30, Ruth Tauber. And for the Raiders, a 5'10" junior guard, number 24, Kennedy Skaggs. And for the Golden Eagles, a 5'11" senior forward, number 50, Claire Lukin. The head coach for Williamsburg is Stephanie Dacey. And the head coach for Dubuque Wahlert is Chris Spiegler. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the area in front of the scorer's table for the introduction of our officials for this game. Lance Ploger, Ben Lechtenberg, Tyler Vanderloo, and your bench official, Matthew Wolk. All right, fans, it's time for state tournament basketball.
Well, if you're not fired up for this one, I can't help you. It's going to be a great one. Wahlert Catholic, the number 2 seed. Williamsburg, the 3 seed. Only one prior semifinal game for either school before today's action. And we're about ready to tip this one off. With Tammy Blackstone, Daniel Versteg with you. Let's get it going from Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines. Williamsburg has the first possession. They're in the gray jerseys. Wahlert in the whites. And here we go. This is Carly Rich, the outstanding senior guard, starting the offensive possession for the Raiders. And working inside is Skaggs. Here they set it out. Williamsburg looking down low. There's the matchup we've been waiting to see. Zoe Allen, Claire Lukin. The first defensive play by Lukin. And Wahlert comes up with a stop. See what the Golden Eagles come up with to start the contest. Out to Tauber. Trying to hand it off. There's Lukin. Oh, she's stretching the floor and buries a long ball.
It's a nice first look there, but for it kind of gets your confidence when you can get one right away here in the game and get yourself on the board.
I can't imagine anything could give you a bigger confidence boost than that. And now Williamsburg needs an answer right away as McKenna Hughes takes it up the floor and settles to Carly Rich. She takes it into the paint, step through, nothing doing there. Good drive and dish, pick and pop, 15-footer doesn't fall. And some physicality on the boards. What a pass. It's taken away by Donovan.
Good fight there by the Raiders to get themselves another shot at the basket.
Here comes King. Takes it in. Good pivot. Can't get it to go. Offensive board. Tauber with another three that missed that time. And the rebound is loose. Wahlert still got it. Lucan finishes. What effort by the Golden Eagles.
Nice possession there by the Golden Eagles to be able to finish and pass it around and look for the right shot and give themselves additional opportunities. Now we're seeing a little bit of kind of three-quarter court pressure here.
That's already forced a deflected pass. And Williamsburg's going to have to deal with that if they are to have some success today, because you know one thing, Wahlert plays some outstanding defense, 12.5 steals a game. They are just relentless. Williamsburg works it up. They do get into the half court this time as McKenna Hughes settles it. Trying to get it into Allen. And this time she's guarded by Freed.
Williamsburg has a really balanced scoring on this team. They are led, of course, by Carly Rich, but all these players have the ability to score.
Off the dribble. There's a triple for Kennedy Skaggs. And as you talked about, it can be anybody that gets the ball through the bucket.
It's a nice look there by the 5'10" junior.
It's Wahlert setting it up. Donovan inside. Pivots out. There's Lucan. Just forcing her way to the block. And the pretty baby hook for two. She's got all 7 for the Golden Eagles.
Really able there to gather her momentum and not get off balance with some tough defense.
Williamsburg breaks that press. Ooh, Carly Rich got an open look. Didn't drop it. And the Golden Eagles have come up with a few stops as we get the game's first foul. It's charged to Kennedy Skaggs. So right now, Williamsburg has tried to go inside a couple times to Zoe Allen. That hasn't worked. The outside shots just haven't quite been there consistently yet. But of course, we're still early. This game is certainly far from over. Up top. Set it up with Freed, and then sophomore. Goes out to Lucan. Oh, she's just going to let it fly. Oh, that might have been a heat check. And the rebound for Skaggs. Now, evidently, she is human. There's a missed shot for her. And here comes Williamsburg. Down the lane, kick to the corner. That three doesn't get the hometown roll. Allen, the board, puts it up too much. And it's Wahlert coming back with Donovan. Tauber sets up the possession here for the Golden Eagles. And here comes Claire Lucan, setting a good pick out beyond the arc. There is a drive by Tauber. She's fouled on the floor. It's not a shooting foul, so an inbound will come here for Wahlert.
Very tight defense here by the Williamsburg Raiders, just really staying on them and making it hard for Wahlert to kind of get into a rhythm in that possession.
Yeah, it's just 7 points here for Wahlert as we're going to see this foul again. Yeah, the swipe just before she got that shot off. Entry pass taken away by Hooker. And the Raiders want to run. Slow it down, though. Here it is to Allen. Rich with a shot fake. Gets all the way in and doesn't get the roll. That rim has been touched a few times by a few shots. And now Wahlert trying to make it hurt and extend their lead past a couple of baskets. Down to the corner. Back it out. Nice screen there. King. Last second pass. Freed inside. Too much. And the rebound there. Saved. What an effort by Skaggs. Rich hustles. Out to the wing. That one doesn't go for Skaggs. She hit her first, but now has missed the last two. On the run out. This is Donovan to the hoop. And is fouled. She'll shoot two.
Both these teams today wanting to run, trying to get down the court for those open shots, but that defense is also quick. Found him right there underneath the basket.
Maybe a little bit of a frustration foul for Kennedy Skaggs, having missed a couple of free throws. Olivia Donovan to the line, shooting two. First one's good, and Some of the things we talk about, obviously, as we get an IMT insurance substitution real quick. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. The intangibles of these teams, to be able to rebound and all that kind of stuff. Coach Spiegler says nobody's better than that, like Olivia Donovan. She can jump as well as anybody Coach Spiegler's coached. Very high praise for someone who's been doing it for 41 years.
Right. Volleyball star and a track star, and here we get to see her at the basketball state tournament.
Here is Hooker trying to get the Raiders going, but that shot won't do it. Tauber pulling down the board for Wahlert. 1 of 2 on the last possession at the line for Donovan. Now Tauber gives it up to Freed, the underclassman. Now it's Donovan again. And they go inside. Lucan, what a post move to the baseline, and she's got 9 already.
She is just so controlled. She really, truly is the leader of this team. She averages about 21 points a game and 7 rebounds, and really it's kind of their heart and soul is how her coach describes her.
And a turnover. There's Donovan forcing the issue. And yeah, Claire Lucan, the career scoring leader at Wahlert Catholic, as we see that beautiful post move, a little drop step all the way to the baseline. So a 7-point Wahlert Catholic advantage. Ball's stripped away by Becker, kept alive by King. And now Lucan sets the possession up. Nothing developing really. Donovan gets inside, bounced out. That's a 2, and it goes for Claire King.
Great look out there by Claire Lucan to get it out to her teammate Claire King on the perimeter for an unguarded shot.
The Claire and Claire connection that time, and now Williamsburg down by 9, late in the first. Got to get something to go their way. Allen had position, runs through Lucan, and a blocking foul goes against the Wahlert star. It'll put Allen on the line.
Williamsburg has had a lot of good shots. I haven't seen a lot of shots that I haven't liked out of Williamsburg. They just haven't fallen yet, and they are catching some contact and are being well defended by Wahlert, which always affects the shot as well.
That first one doesn't go for Zoe Allen, 70% free throw shooter coming into the day. And forget another IMT insurance substitution. That's Mila Breithaupt into the contest for Wahlert.
Allen is a 6'1" junior. And her coach says she's really developed into a great post player. She can use both hands underneath the basket and has been very solid for the Raiders this season.
Coming off a double-double in their quarterfinal win against Des Moines Christian, but couldn't get any free throws to go there, and that's a tough pill to swallow here for Williamsburg early on. This is Claire Lucan at the free throw line. Stepping back, nice dish down to Donovan and scores. I can't think of anything better than a post player that can pass well.
Especially into a smaller player in the post. And then Olivia Donovan able to finish it tough and down low.
This is Hooker now. There's the double team trap. Out to Becker, the smallest player on the floor, and kicks it out to the corners. That one won't go for Hughes. And the rebound tracked down by the Golden Eagles. What a dominant start for Wahlert Catholic. They go down to King, all the way in, off the glass, no. Freed there for the second try, and Becker swiped it away. She's fouled.
Carolyn Freed has really been nice on the boards here so far today, fighting for every possession.
Creating a number of second chance opportunities for Wahlert here today, but just have not been able to be as consistent on that one anyway. As a few players check in for Chris Spiegler. There you see her, the 41st year head coach in girls basketball, 19 at Wahlert Catholic, though. She's won now 220 games as the head coach of the Golden Eagles. This is Becker taking it all the way in and throwing it out at the last second. Rich, jab step, step back, won't go. And now the shot clock's off as Lucy Lucan dribbles it up to Breithaupt. Be very deliberate here and look for the last shot. King with Becker all over. It's a screen. King all the way inside. Won't go. Rebound tracked down by Rich. She's got short time. That's a 50-footer, and it won't go. Well, what a start here for Wahlert Catholic. The Golden Eagles have been playing outstanding defense. Williamsburg under 10% from the floor. And the Golden Eagles up by 11. Going to the second. We'll be back with that second quarter in a minute. You're watching the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
It's Frank. Frank. Mr. Frank. And just what you did now, I think you're the best ever.
In your neighborhood, there's a place so good. It's so nice to be at a store meant for me. The feeling of family, you have to agree.
Wow, thanks, Fairway Frank.
Welcome to Fairway, your Fairway family.
Well, across Iowa, hundreds of neighborhood banks are providing jobs, supporting businesses, and strengthening our communities. Here, success is built by you, and the life you build is backed by Iowa banks. See what we mean at iowabankers.com. Score after one quarter, Wahlert Catholic 14, Williamsburg 3, Tammy Blackstone. What hasn't gone right for Williamsburg so far?
You know, I think they're got a little bit of nerves going on here in the semifinal. I think I'd like to see them square up, take a little bit stronger look at the basket, seeing a few rushed shots on their side, but really, sometimes the shot just doesn't fall for a quarter, and they're hoping to turn that around, of course, here in the second.
There you see the three-point shooting numbers right now. Williamsburg 1 of 7. That's their only made basket right now. And the Golden Eagles trying to start the second quarter like they finished the first. And one coming. No, that's on the floor. They signaled it late. The basket by Claire Lucan does not count, but the Golden Eagles will keep it. That one's going to go against Kylie Sewer, I believe. No, they got Ava Hooker, I beg your pardon. So Wahlert will inbound the ball. They dump it inside, and Tauber gets free for the deuce.
Nice out-of-bounds play there, just looking to score in the simplest way possible.
Wahlert ahead by a Baker's dozen, and now a deflected ball leads to it reversing up to Becker. Up top, here is Taylor Sanchez. Handoff for Rich. Left corner kick out, Sewer gets inside, back to Rich with a shot fake. Dribbles, settles to the free throw line. And nothing's there. Down low. Sewer takes it against Lucan and is turned away.
It's another example. They work so hard to get it inside, and then she's got to really square up to that basket. She's almost shooting there before she gets all the way turned around. And that comes from just a little bit of nerves and stress, and you feel a little bit rushed by that tough defense.
Oh, they bid on the shot fake, and Lucan's going to the line to shoot too. Unfortunately, Sewer didn't keep her feet down, and Lucan blew by her.
Lucan doing so much right now for the Golden Eagles, just really grabbing rebounds, being such a strong presence there on both offense and defense for this team.
First one had to do a full rotation around the rim before settling through. As Zoe Allen checks into the contest with a quick IMT insurance substitution. And Claire Lucan scored 26 points against Spirit Lake on Monday in the quarterfinal round. And already in this contest, she's got 11. And we've still got a good chunk of the second quarter to play. Becker goes cross court here to Sanchez. And Williamsburg, the chore has been just getting across the midcourt line and then trying to figure out how to get a shot off after that. Try to get a pick and roll with Allen. Rich. Down low, reverse layup, good for two.
Rich able to get a much-needed bucket there. She is a senior leader on this team, and I'd like to see her come alive if you're a Raiders fan.
Of course, the Rich name very rich with tradition, and no pun intended there in girls basketball. Of course, her aunt Stephanie, the head coach, now Stephanie Dacey on the sideline at Williamsburg as a three goes down for Claire King. And Wahlert Catholic keeps their foot on the gas pedal.
Yeah, Yep, you're right. There's one person on the sideline who is no stranger to the state tournaments. To Stephanie Rich, now Stephanie Dacey. It's just 3 years as a coach, but 4 times down here as a player at the state tournament, 4-time MVP of this state tournament. She actually still has the state tournament records for points, rebounds, and steals. And we see her now here on the sideline coaching these Williamsburg Raiders.
3 state championships as a player, all in a row.
Right.
And we mentioned it off the top. Is when she took the job here at Williamsburg, they won 5 games. They went 5-17. Last year they went 14-9. A little bit of an improvement, but now they're 24-2 in the state semifinal round. Just an unbelievable improvement, and maybe setting the foundation for more trips to state for Williamsburg.
Yeah, what a fantastic addition to that Williamsburg team, and how fortunate to have such a talent leading you from the sidelines.
Shot that won't go for Lucan, but she's fouled, and Claire Lucan right now has been taking over this game for Wahlert Catholic. They're going to get Sewer that time, contesting from behind, and that just does not work out well if you're a defender against a pretty good player like Lucan, who buries the first. Right now, Claire Lucan has gotten to the free throw line. That's her 3rd shot attempt, so perfect 3 of 3, 12 points here to start the contest.
Lucan is a senior, and she'll continue her basketball career next year at Maryville. She also plays volleyball and soccer. Quite an athlete. She's the career scoring leader for Dubuque Wahlert.
She's a first-time All-Mississippi Valley Conference selection in a league with a bunch of 5A schools. The star player on the 3A school is a 4-time first-teamer. Just very impressive career. And that's a big shot for Taylor Sanchez, trying to get the ball rolling for Williamsburg.
It's a much-needed shot there by Sanchez, bringing some leadership there to that team. She was just a sophomore for that team and hitting it when it counts.
And she's no stranger to big moments as a steal is forced there. Sanchez was the captain of this summer's state softball tournament team. Of course, Williamsburg, a back-to-back state champion in softball, and now Williamsburg, maybe with the 3 and the defensive play, gets a little momentum going their way. Here's Sanchez, who just buried that triple. And she carried. Yeah, she just gathered it for a moment, put it back on the floor for a double dribble, and it'll be Wahlert ball. A call made right away by Lance Boyer, one of our officials, for this contest. Again, the winner will take on Mount Vernon coming up tomorrow night in Class 3A state championship. Neither team has been in a championship game before in girls basketball, so we'll have a newbie no matter how this one goes. Claire King working off the pick. Free goes to Donovan as Wahlert Catholic now takes a peek at the shot clock. They've got short time. That jumper's off the mark. The rebound is still loose. It's off Wahlert last. It'll be Raider ball. Williamsburg will make a change once again. They'll bring in that sharpshooter, Kennedy Skaggs. That's an IMT insurance substitution. She hit the first 3 for Williamsburg.
Dubuque Wahlert lays off the full court press here and drops back a little bit. See if Williamsburg can use it to their advantage and get in their set a little bit more. It seems like they're really on their heels here by this Wahlert defense.
Becker, what a crossover all the way in for 2. She's only 5 foot even, but that doesn't matter. She's going to take it all the way inside.
She is a freshman for that team and does not play like it.
Coach said she's tiny but mighty and has a motor that never stops. So that's already on display as she helps contest that play. And now we're going to time out here for Wahlert Catholic and head coach Chris Spiegel. Williamsburg now starting to wake up, getting a little momentum going their way. Step aside and we'll come back with more of this Class 3A state semifinal on the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
At American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back here on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. There's that last basket by Channing Becker, who stands all of 5 foot even. Try and give the Williamsburg Raiders a little bit more life. They're starting to build some momentum here, but it's got to also be reciprocated on the defensive end. They haven't made a whole lot of ground in that regard.
That's right. They're having a hard time keeping these Golden Eagles out of their game. They're kind of allowing Claire Lucan to have so many good looks at the basket. So they need to kind of tighten up that defense a little bit and push a little bit on Wahlert the way they're getting pushed on the other end of the court.
Yeah, because right now Claire Lucan is just about doing whatever she wants to down on the block for the Golden Eagles. And yeah, you're right. Williamsburg needs an answer for that. Here come the Raiders, though. They can try and make up a little bit of ground here on the offensive side, get the ball rolling again.
They did a nice job breaking that press, but of course it does drain that shot clock just a little bit, which is of course what Wahlert wants here, and kind of puts Williamsburg under the gun here to find something.
Trying to get it to Allen. It was deflected away. Shot clock's low. Skaggs works inside. Got to get the shot off. That won't have enough. That'll be Wahlert basketball.
It's a nice defensive set there by Dubuque Wahlert. They were able to slow it down coming down the court and then play a little tough defense, and pretty soon that 35 seconds is gone.
Now Williamsburg brings a little bit of pressure, but they do force a deflected ball, but it's off Williamsburg last. They're going to say Skaggs forced the issue, so it will stay with Wahlert. Now throwing a press every now and then for Williamsburg. That'll certainly keep the Golden Eagles on their toes. Now we'll see what Wahlert can create offensively here with Freed. She goes over to King. Not much doing inside, so Lucan flashes out. Jab step, and they're guarding her tightly, of course. There's Donovan. Nice step back. Couldn't dial it in, but there's Lucan again cleaning up the mess.
Such a nice follow. Yeah, Williamsburg really needs to stop Wahlert from being able to turn that corner. Wallert's kind of been able to turn around, get around those defenders, and get open looks.
We do have a foul, not a tie-up. As called by Tyler Vanderloo. This one's on Claire King. And Williamsburg will set up along the sideline. It's so tough. You want to try and dribble where there's space. The sideline looks inviting initially, but there's a takeaway as King gets all the way in for two.
What a great finish. That's so hard to finish that shot. Just so tightly defended. Able to put it through.
And Skaggs stepped across the line on the inbound. It's an out-of-bounds turnover. And Wahlert going to get a chance to go 2 for 1 here.
Williamsburg had a little bit of that momentum going into the timeout, and now letting it slip a little bit here as Wahlert kind of takes control of this game again.
Yeah, big opportunity to pull away. There's Lucan. What a game she's had. What a game she's had with another right-hand hook. 17 in the first half.
I don't know if she can miss right now.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, sometimes you have those games. You just kind of can't miss, and she might be having one.
Now, right now, the student section's saying, well, we're all thinking it's too easy right now, and a turnover for Williamsburg. And that's going to be enough for head coach Stephanie Dacey. She wants to talk it over here at the 2-minute mark of this first half, and it's all Wahlert Catholic. All right, Tammy, you were an outstanding post player, Miss Iowa basketball, obviously. What stands out the most about what Claire Lucan's been doing right now?
She's just so strong. Sometimes when she gets all the way squared up, she looks at the basket, she goes up with confidence, and she sees it through the end. She follows every single shot as well, because you always gotta just assume it may not go in and be there as well for the rebound. On the other end of the court, I'm not always seeing square ups all the way, and that certainly affects your shot and affects your confidence as well. But Claire Lucan, so confident. She uses the backboard well. She has a nice little floater up and over the rim. She's so strong, so confident. She's getting it all done tonight.
17 points, 3 rebounds, and a couple of assists already. That's a pretty good day at the office for most basketball players in a full 32 minutes. Claire's getting it done in 14. And King sends Becker to the floor with a crossover, step through, and that step through was a travel. It'll be Raider basketball after Wahlert scores 6 in a row to get back in the lead. And now Williamsburg trying to snap that run as quick as they can. There's the press again. And lob it up floor. Nice open there for Hughes. Down to Allen trying to get up to the basket. And like you said, not quite square to the rack. And the missed shot is a result.
A little bit hesitant there. I'd like to see her just square right up to Claire Lucan and shoot right over the top of her.
This is Tauber. She's against Allen. Maybe a mismatch somewhere with Lucan. She's actually picked up there by Hooker, who's had the assignment now the last few possessions. And Lucan, a couple of screens coming. Goes to her right. She's on Rich now. And kick at that one to go. Rebound under the basket. Lucan's still there for it. And we get a travel as Lucan just for a moment had possession and walked with it.
Williamsburg catches a break on that one. We've got 1 minute and 10 seconds for Williamsburg to see if they can get a little momentum here going into the half.
Yeah, that's the thing. Obviously you can't ask for all 18 points to come back before the break, but just get a few, get some momentum. This is a good way. Rich, open trifecta.
Beautiful look there by Carly Rich, senior.
Looking like her aunt on the sideline, and now it's Wahlert ball. Now a stop on the defensive end would be huge for the Raiders as Donovan crosses over, gets in, leans against Skaggs, won't go, follow, no either. And that second one resulted in a foul. Donovan will shoot 2. And I think they're going to get, looks like Hooker again. That's her second. So Williamsburg now with Hooker and Skaggs with 2 fouls a pop. And Donovan's first missed. Really does a lot of the little things right for Wahlert as we see that foul once again. She had 7 rebounds and 4 steals defensively against a very good Spirit Lake team on Monday. And trying to add at the free throw line. And that second one, it missed. And the rebound here for the Golden Eagles. They're going to get another try at this. There is still a shot clock on. It's about 2 or 3 seconds off the game clock. Trying to set a down screen maybe for Lucy Lucan. Doesn't get free. Now it's Donovan. Claire Lucan. Allen in a good defensive stance. Ready for whatever Claire throws at her. Wants a little isolation. Now a couple screens come up. Deep step back. Goes right. Shuffled the feet. We got a tie up. And the shot clock ran out anyway, so it'll be Williamsburg ball.
I always think that high school teams wait a little too long when they're holding the ball for that last shot. At the college level, we wait until, for 7, 8 seconds. I really feel like high school, they got to go at 12.
Yeah, they got to get going a little bit sooner, but Williamsburg's desperation heave doesn't go, and at the break, the Wahlert lead is 15, thanks in large part to a 17-point first half from Claire Lucan. We'll have more coverage from the well here coming up in just a moment. You're watching the Girls Union Digital Network. It's powered by Mid-American Energy.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah. When you come here, you'll believe it. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
Different people have different needs. So Delta Dental of Iowa has affordable dental and vision coverage that meets you where you are. Small business on a budget? We have options with no employer costs. Traditional Medicare plans don't cover dental, but we do. And if you can't get benefits at work, you can buy direct from us. Plus, we give back to local communities, so you help make an impact. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, for your community.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
fuel choice that's cheaper, homegrown, and better for the planet? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Back inside Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, the site of the 2025 Girls State Basketball Tournament with Tammy Blackstone. Daniel Versteeg with you. Wahlert Catholic has been straight up dominant. A 15-point lead at the break, thanks in large part to a Claire Lucan 17-piece to start the contest through one half of play. Tammy, we'll get into the stats here coming up later on, but what are just some of the things that are just really standing out to you as this first half has gotten going?
Yeah, for the Williamsburg Raiders, I'm not seeing Carly Rich and Zoe Allen get as involved as they have been for this entire season. We really need to see them come alive in this second half if these Williamsburg Raiders are going to have a chance of making up that gap. And both those players absolutely have the ability to have a huge half. On the Dubuque Wahlert side, they're doing a great job on defense. So they're just looking to keep going, to not let up what they've been doing so far and keep with their game plan. And their game plan, by and large, so far has been Claire Lucan, but not without a great supporting cast of characters around her helping make good things happen.
I would assume if you're Williamsburg, we kind of maybe saw it in those final two possessions, trying to get Carly Rich, Zoe Allen going, maybe need to do some pick and roll looks to try and get somebody free that way.
Yeah, I am certain that Coach Dacey has some good plays. I'm sure they're talking it over about some good ways, like you said, Daniel, to get Carly Rich some opportunities on the outside. It might take some three-pointers to kind of make some headway here in this game, and hopefully someone is telling Zoe Allen, square up to that basket. You take it right to her. You got a couple inches on Claire Lucan, and sure, Claire Lucan is tough as nails, but you can do that, and she's just got to square up, and something's good's going to happen. She might draw a foul, she might get some points, but something's good's going to happen if she squares up and gets tough to the basket.
Certainly is going to take a Herculean effort in the second half to come back, but this Williamsburg team, I'm certainly sure, is up for the task. A 15-point lead for Wahlert Catholic as we enjoy the dancing expertise there from Southeast Polk here at the break. We'll take one more timeout here and come back with some stats and another bit of analysis of the first half of play. You're watching the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Excelling in athletics takes teamwork, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. These are the same qualities that help our pig farmers and our communities thrive. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics and the student athletes who make us all proud. Visit iowapork.org/WeCare to meet the people behind the pork and hear about our winning approach to caring for our pigs, the environment, and our communities.
SWIC is a community. Southwestern Community College is a place in rural southwest Iowa where students from across the world come to be a part of a tight-knit family, Spartan Nation, where they study, train, grow, thrive, and are called by name, not by number. At SWIC, we are one.
Welcome back to Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines. Tammy Blackstone, I'm Daniel Versteg. Time now to take a look at our SUCUP stats. And Tammy, we talk to basketball coaches all the time. They sound like broken records when they talk about taking care of the ball and rebounding the ball. But taking a look at the stats, it's what wins basketball games.
It absolutely is. That one right there on the bottom of the screen, the points off turnovers, that's a big one. 10 points for Wahlert. Points off of those turnovers, and so they're really just able to convert and turn those into points. The other thing that really stands out for me here is that top line. Williamsburg has just had a little bit of trouble finding the inside of that rim, and they're hoping they can come out a little stronger there in the second. And the other thing is that Wahlert is winning that war on the boards, 19 rebounds to Williamsburg's 11.
We also circled, it's not on our screen, but we circled the points in the paint. 12 of them for Wahlert to just 4 for Williamsburg, and a lot of that is just because of Claire Lucan. 17 points in the first half. She's been a force right now.
She absolutely has been, and she will continue to be. They got to find an answer for her. I think that Williamsburg getting to tighten up that defense. They may need to throw on a double team or to collapse in when Lucan gets the ball to somehow not allow her to have another 17 in the second half.
Because otherwise it will be a long second half of play for the Williamsburg Raiders. Those are some of our stats presented by SUCUP Seed. We'll take another break and come back with some more discussion of the first half of play. And Wahlert Catholic with a 29-14 lead. You're watching the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
This game is heating up, folks. Frank squares up like a butcher block on defense. Audie with the fadeaway. She's on fire! Literally, that is. The net has been burned to a crisp.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
He's the prime cut passer from behind the meat counter. It's Fairway Frank. And introducing a 6'3" center who's a cut above the rest. Say hello to Audie Crooks.
Well, hey fans, official state tournament merchandise is now available online. It's time to get your smartphones out. Just scan the QR code on your screen now or visit IGHSAU.org to browse and customize your merchandise to match your style. You can look just as sharp as the basketball players walking around here. They get all the great swag for the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With Tammy Blackstone, Daniel Versteg with you. Again, the halftime score, Wahlert Catholic up by 15. A couple of segments ago, we talked about what Williamsburg needs to do. You'd like to see Carly Rich, Zoe Allen get more involved. If you're Wahlert Catholic, is it just kind of whatever you did in the first half, just keep doing it in the second half, or is there a little bit more to that?
You know, I think that Coach Spiegler probably told them in halftime, yeah, keep it up. Don't let up that intensity. Anything can happen down here at State, so you certainly don't ever want to let slip. But I would imagine that they will probably, make some changes offensively just to kind of keep things lively and keep the Raiders on their heels a little bit. That press has been pretty effective for them, so I think they're probably going to stick with that, even though they have a sizable lead at this point.
I don't know about you. We're both kind of basketball geeks and nerds. I would love to be a fly on the wall in a halftime speech of Coach Spiegler. Just 41 years as the head coach of a girls basketball team. I can't imagine the magic that comes out at halftime.
I know. I think about that a lot. 40 years. What dedication to the sport of girls basketball and the changes that she has seen. She started coaching in the 80s, and especially, this surge in the last, 5 years and kind of the world of Caitlin Clark. And it's just, I imagine that what a rewarding career for her to have seen girls and young women go from what these sports were in the 80s to what it is now, and what dedication. And that's what it takes to build a great program.
Well, the one knock on her here, at least at Wahlert Catholic, is that she hasn't been to a championship game before, but if the next 16 minutes go their way, they're going to be playing tomorrow night against Mount Vernon as they get a first foul here to start the third quarter of play. And Claire King is the one it is dialed into for Wahlert Catholic. That's her third already, so King's going to have to be careful here in the second half. As Williamsburg tries to, like you talked about, get somebody flowing offensively here in the second half and maybe get that lid off the rim to start a comeback. This is Skaggs. She had the first three of the game. Since then has not done a whole lot. Allen faces up Lucan, spins left, hook shot. There it goes, and it's almost like you know what you're talking about, Tammy.
It's almost like someone did tell her to attack the basket and square up.
She
and remind her that she's a great player.
Absolutely. She does it and immediately scores 2 points.
That's what I've been waiting for.
Phenomenal.
I'm just a sigh of relief here.
Yes. The basket goes, and now let's see what the defensive side holds. There's Claire Lucan trying to get going from the outside. She hasn't been consistent out there yet today, so that one misses. But now the Golden Eagles flip it back. Down low. That one goes. It's Freed scoring with the right hand.
Williamsburg not in a position right now to be able to make those turnovers. We've got to take care of the ball, get it up the court, get in their set.
Here's Skaggs. Up the floor. Oh, they bid on the pass. A little mid-range jumper won't go, and that one's tracked down by Tauber. Oh, and she gets it ahead. Lucan's all alone. Lets the defender fly by and lays it in. The great day for Claire Lucan continues.
Dubuque Wahlert comes out here with no less intensity than they had in that first half.
Oh, a bad pass, and now Wahlert, they can really make it hurt. Here comes King. Who are they trying to set free? They get freed with it. Back to King. And both teams maybe just getting a little breather in quickly. And now the possession rolls. Freed. What a cut by Tauber to the rack for two.
Beautiful back row pass there by Carolyn Freed. Just a sophomore. Great eyes on the court, able to see her teammate underneath.
Raiders get across that press, kind of a one-player press there by Donovan. Loose ball off of Carly Rich. Out of bounds, and a handful of turnovers have gotten things started in a rough note. As that is going to force a timeout for Stephanie Dacey. As Williamsburg just needs to get back on the right track. They'll take a little bit of time and trying to regroup here in the second half of play. You're watching the Girls Union Digital Network. It's being powered by Mid-American Energy.
Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Now the Williamsburg band firing up the Raider fans, trying to get them back into a groove here as Williamsburg started off strong. Their first possession offensively. They get a great post move and finish from Zoe Allen, but now 6 points in a row from Wahlert, and a lot of them have been on just either bad passes or well-read passes.
Williamsburg really struggling here to break the press effectively and to get it down and take care of the ball. And so you know they talked about that in halftime, about how to break that press. They'd struggled with a little bit in the first half, and here even more so. So you see Coach Dacey taking that timeout, trying to figure out a secondary plan here.
Claire King into the half court. And she's picked up out there by Hughes. It's Donovan. Oh, there's Lucan flashing to the ball with a jab step. Goes right. Can't finish. Nice defense from the freshman Seward. And here comes Williamsburg.
Good decision to hold that up there.
Yeah, she was going a million miles an hour. No shots are good at a million miles an hour. Rich, the step back move. A nice swing pass. Williamsburg trying to get back into the swing of things. They got the stop defensively. And now trying to put a basket through. Sewer won't get that one to go, and that one's turned away by Lucan.
Williamsburg is having trouble there turning the corner. They got to get that one more step of quickness on their defender to turn that corner and find an open path to the basket. Really good defense there by Wahlert.
Yeah, Wallert's been telegraphing those cuts right now. They have just been phenomenal defensively. Skaggs spins, fires, won't go, and Lucan another rebound. Gets it out quickly. And Tauber gets into the half court here for the Golden Eagles. And now she'll let King run the offense this time. Crossover against McKenna Hughes. Oh, Tauber, open look, won't go. Offensive board, Free dribbled it off her leg, out of bounds. Never quite had a good grip on it, and it'll be Williamsburg in possession of the basketball. As Channing Becker checks back in, that big heart, small body, but big heart and big motor for Williamsburg. She's an IMT insurance substitution, of course. Williamsburg comes up the floor to Rich. The jab step, baseline drive. And now she finds Becker. She's got a couple points in this one off a nice take to the rack. Here's the drive. A little step through, won't be open for Hooker. Rich against Lucan, gets bumped, won't finish.
Once a good, again, stellar defense there by Wahlert. Just really not allowing those offensive players to get around them, moving their feet. They're so quick.
That square-up advice offensively also translates on the defensive side.
Right.
Here comes Wahlert with Donovan. To Claire King. And trying to wait for something to develop. Now she turns the corner, but backs it out to Donovan. Ball's poked free by Sewer. Shot clock's low at 5, and Sewer swiped it away. A one-on-one, trying to spin around Tauber and can't finish. Oh, a tough break there, and now Claire Lucan up the floor. Missed the layup, and that's kept alive. Who's it off of? Our officials are going to chat about this one. Right in front of Chris Spiegler. They're going to say it's Wahlert ball. And no matter which way that call went, it's going to draw the ire of one of these fan bases.
Great hustle on that last defensive play by Ava Hooker, getting back to stop that fast break point, stop the bleeding, not giving up another 2 points right off that fast break.
And make them earn it at least here in the half court. Lucan. But a bit of a slow start to the second half. Hasn't been able to dial in her shots consistently. Tauber, the bright pink shoes at the point. Now for Lucan. Can't get free. Nice step from Hooker. Freed on top. Shot clock's low, and there's a foul. A collision there with Olivia Donovan and Zoe Allen. Wallert's going to get a fresh 35 seconds off this. As Allen picks up her first foul. Williamsburg just with one in the quarter as well. Inbound under to King. Now, this ball's been on this end of the floor for a very long time. Lucan, turnaround. That little floater doesn't go. And Allen has the rebound, held on to by Wahlert, and the Golden Eagles are going to keep it.
Claire Lucan is just a study in following her own shot. Like, there's not a shot, even though she has a really high percentage, she makes most of them, but every single time she is following her own shot, crashing that board, just creating more opportunities there.
You mentioned it earlier on. She's the heart and soul of the team. That's what Coach Spiegler says, and that three shows why. She's got 22 points in this one. I didn't think she could do better than her 26-point outing on Monday against Spirit Lake, but she's proven me wrong. This one's off the fingertips of Hooker. It'll be Golden Eagle basketball.
And, she also teaches some of these younger players as well. We're seeing some similar talent from the sophomore, Carolyn Freed, also in there fighting for that last rebound. And what a benefit to her to be able to play with Claire Lucan for a couple of years and to learn from someone like that.
What a pass. Oh, and Allen there to turn it away.
Nice block shot there by Zoe Allen.
Maybe that could spark something here on the offensive side now. Sanchez down the baseline. Forced one up off the top of the glass, and it's Freed with the rebound. And Coach Spiegler says, hey, let's pump the brakes. Let's set up a half-court set here. So right now, Wahlert really doesn't have to force a whole lot with a 22-point lead.
No, they can absolutely take their time, and they've been doing a good job of taking care of the ball, so they can really take some time off the clock and get the shot they want, just like that one.
That's a great shot that they want. Carolyn Freed, and it's a 25-point Golden Eagle lead.
Carolyn Freed is coming back from a concussion early in the year, and earlier this year set the single game rebounding record for the school with 22. Daniel, 22 rebounds.
Against a 5A school, no less, in Dubuque Hempstead. That was an outstanding performance as Williamsburg needs a timeout. And now, gosh, Williamsburg scored the first basket of the third quarter. We were so excited to see what they could do. And now Wahlert scored 12 in a row, and we're right back to kind of where the half started.
Right, yep. Williamsburg just having a hard time. This whole game have had a hard time getting into their offense, and I don't think that today we've seen the Williamsburg that their fans probably saw all season long. So they're just hoping here in these last, 9.5 minutes of the game, they can turn that around, somehow find that magic that they had the rest of the season.
Yeah, they played a couple of tough matchups here. The region final, obviously, to get to state, and then the state quarterfinal here on Tuesday. Those were closer games. Beat PCM in the region final. Des Moines Christian here on Tuesday. Handoff in the corner, and Rich got to get going. Out to Skaggs. Becker's got it. Giving up a foot of size there with Lucy Lucan. Here's the kick out up top. Now Skaggs downhill, runner from 10, won't go. Sanchez the board, out to the corner. That goes, and a big three for Ava Hooker.
That was a nice set there by Williamsburg. A lot of people involved, able to kick it out for a nice open shot.
Well, fired up though by Hooker, and she commits a foul on the backcourt. And sometimes you just get a little too energized and can't quite make the play you want. Comes Tauber. Sets up the offensive possession here for Wahlert. Got the sign from assistant coach on the sideline. Oh, what a screen. Donovan all the way in. Good post defense from Rich, but the offensive board is there, and Lucy Lucan puts it in.
Lucy Lucan, a sophomore for this team. Bright future ahead of her.
Yeah, that name will certainly help her, at least gene-wise anyway. Here's Skaggs and into the corner. Hooker got the three to go last possession. Drives inside this time. Can't get it to drop. And now this one's lost. Rich downhill. Lob pass out to Becker. And Sanchez goes to work. This is Rich. She's been totally taken away in this one. Becker, what a crossover. All the way in again for two.
Fantastic. What a strong play there. Just very impressive by the freshman. Able to put some much-needed points on the board here.
What a way to end the third quarter, too. Williamsburg hoping that gives them the spark they need going into the final quarter of this one. We'll determine who will play Mount Vernon in the championship after this quarter. We'll come back in a minute. You're watching the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Welcome you back to the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy on the state basketball tournament Thursday, fourth day of play. Alongside Tammy Blackstone, Daniel Versteg with you as Williamsburg has a tough hill to climb. Down 22 to start the fourth here to Wahlert Catholic. And the Raiders go to work offensively. Out of the Quarter break, it's Carly Rich. Just 6 points today. She gets bumped and fouled on her way to the hoop and will shoot 2. Well, you can tell the aggressiveness starting to come out for Carly Rich. She's wanting to create as she gets to the line.
I would imagine in that huddle, Coach Stephanie Dacey told her it is time. No time to waste. This is it, or the season's over if we don't get it going, and it's time to take some risks.
She'll be a knight at Wartburg in Waverly here next year. I can't think of a better compliment. Coach Dacey, former Miss Iowa basketball, her aunt said Carly's the best basketball player in the family. I mean, I would be taken aback by that compliment. Oh, man. When you got the Rich name, that is very high praise. And now Wahlert is trying to keep Williamsburg at bay. A couple of baskets here might do the trick. This is Freed. Oh, and Claire Lucan's got open look. You ain't getting that basketball back. Another 3, and she's got 25 in this one.
Claire Lucan has been unstoppable today.
That's going to be a fun matchup. If we get it, of course, barring some kind of comeback, we're going to have Chloe Meester against Claire Lucan in the paint. Oh, that is going to be appointment television on Friday night. Wahlert takes over after the turnover by Rich. Now here come the Golden Eagles. King sets up the offense, backs it out. Rich guarding Tauber. Stuck there. Oh, a good trap. Oh, Sanchez got her across the shoulder. And Sanchez is whistled for that foul.
It's the right idea there by the Raiders. It's time for that sense of urgency to hit, and can't allow 35 seconds to tick off the clock every time down, and so they're trying to make some changes here.
And you got to, yeah, like you said, there's not much time left. You gotta force the issue here. They go down to Claire Lucan, and that one doesn't go. Oh, we got a rebound. It's picked up by Allen. And Williamsburg comes back the other way with Rich. Under the basket. Bounced out. Oh, Becker, a 3. Won't go that time. Rebound off of Williamsburg. It's Wahlert ball.
I like that shot, though. That's what they need to be taking. It might have gotten tipped. I couldn't tell from my angle, but
yeah, Claire Lucan had the closeout. I would assume she got at least a fingernail on that ball. Oh, inbound there to Lucan. Hookers all over her, and Wahlert's able to keep the possession up into the half court now. Up it goes to Donovan. Williamsburg settles into that man defense. There's Claire Lucan. Oh, she had it poked away. And Williamsburg's got numbers. Double bounce pass. Leave for Becker. It rolls off. And that one's off Wahlert. It'll be Williamsburg ball.
Williamsburg will get another chance at it here. That was a nice fast break look.
They'll line up 4 along the end line on this inbound. Trying to get somebody free. Get into Allen. Out to the corner. Rich lets it fly. Won't hit. Rebound there by Becker. The smallest player on the floor has got the board. And here's the drive. Good first step by Hooker. Can't quite connect.
It's a good attack, though. That's the right move.
And just a rough game shooting for Williamsburg. They're just a little over 20% from the field.
Wahlert is just able to move so freely on offense. You can just notice they're not being stopped much here by the defense. Well, I've been proven wrong in there, but they were moving freely.
Yeah, for the last 3 quarters, certainly the case.
Right.
As we get a basket and a foul here for Williamsburg, it's Hooker who will go to the line to shoot one. They get that one against Olivia Donovan.
Ava Hooker is just a sophomore for this Williamsburg team. She, last year as a freshman, was varsity everything. They said she was varsity basketball, volleyball, track, and softball, part of that state tournament softball team. So quite an athlete and very young still.
Yeah, to do that as a freshman, I mean, last year, that's
right.
Oh, boy, I can say I was nowhere near a 4-sport varsity athlete as a freshman, so I can understand how impressive that is. Here comes King the other way. And got to call a timeout there. Chris Spiegler realizing King was in a compromised position and wants to talk it over. All right, so Wahlert with a 21-point lead. Williamsburg is now starting to get the offense rolling, but the defensive side of the ball is a tough thing because now Wahlert, if you're Wahlert, you don't have any real urgency to get shots up.
Right, yeah, they can take their time, and with that time will tick off pretty quickly. This 5 minutes and 11 seconds will go fast, and you're right. The Golden Eagles can take their time, and they're still looking good. They have not let up on their intensity at all.
Again, the winner's going to play for the 3A championship. Neither of these teams has been in a Class 3A or any class championship game in girls basketball. We still have a couple of championship spots to determine here tonight. The next one will be a 4A semifinal, Cedar Rapids Xavier and Norwalk, and then North Polk and DCG, round 3 in the state tournament. 3 years in a row, those two have met up in Class 4A. Going to be Wahlert Catholic with Claire King. Keep the possession here to Claire Lucan. It's Freed. Waiting for some movement. Shot clock now with just a single digit. Nowhere to go. Down to Lucan. Turned away by Hooker. And just 3 on the shot clock for the Golden Eagles.
Nice block shot there, but of course, Williamsburg really not wanting to let that much time tick off the clock.
Stop here would be huge. Inbound, Donovan up. Can't get it over the front of the rim. And the rebound for Sewer. Well, that's one stop. We need a few more, but certainly starting the process anyway. Here's Becker. Kicked it out. Skaggs lets it fly. Missed the mark. And it's into the hands of Wahlert. Long pass up ahead to King. And they back it out again. Taking some air out of the ball. Skaggs poked it free. Claire Lucan. One more pass, and a nice unselfish play by Freed. This is Tauber. Runner, doesn't fall. A rebound there for Hooker.
Tauber, who just took that shot, is going to play softball next year at UNI and continue her softball career as a Panther.
Yeah, really outstanding athlete. Of course, we mentioned that both these teams have been frequent to the state softball tournament as of late. It's going to be a basket and foul for Kylie Sewer. Sewer, the freshman, one of 2 freshmen on this team. Zoe Allen, junior post player, called him the life of the party. They always bring the energy coming off the bench, and going to be huge pieces for Williamsburg going forward. It's a 3-point play the old-fashioned way for Kylie Sewer. An 18-point Wahlert lead as they're looking for a trap. Tauber is able to give some relief for Olivia Donovan. King, poked at by Becker, all over her. Now Donovan slows it down again. Out to King. To the corner, Donovan. That shot clock now under 10 again. It's exactly what Wahlert wants, though. Spin, and she walked. Traveling violation. Williamsburg's cut the deficit down to 18 and can get a little closer.
You know, Daniel, you mentioned those freshmen here on this Williamsburg team, and that just tells you, we talked about how 2 years ago this team won 5 games, and they clawed their way to 14 games, and now here they are at the state tournament for the first time in 11 years. And we're talking about not just seniors on the team, we're talking about youth on this team. So the future for this team continues to be bright under the leadership of former Miss Iowa basketball, Stephanie Dacey.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be another 11-year gap between state tournament appearances for Williamsburg girls basketball. There's a good basket for Skaggs, but now Wahlert Catholic goes quickly. Oh, but they missed the layup. Lucan ripped it away and laid it in. 27 for Claire Lucan. She did outdo her performance against Spirit Lake on Monday. And now here comes Williamsburg. They've gotten some momentum back. Skaggs gets inside. Turns around, and Lucan adds to her great day with a block shot. Now this Williamsburg team, they're certainly not going down without a fight. You'd expect nothing less here at the state tournament as Zoe Allen comes back in with an IMT insurance substitution, gives the Raiders a little bit more size. Inbound to Allen, hand to Rich. Little shield, and the three won't go. Claire Luke in the board. Of course, at the end of the day, it has all been Wahlert Catholic in this one. And the Golden Eagles are now a couple minutes away from their first ever state basketball championship appearance. Here's Lucan. Out left to Donovan. Back out for Tauber. Lost it. Oh, and wide open is Freed, and Wahlert gets to 50.
Wahlert able that time to very wisely take 25 seconds off the clock, working for a very high percentage shot.
That scoop layup rolled off her fingertips out of bounds. Wahlert ball, and the Golden Eagles go back to their bench again. Lucy Lucan, Mila Breithaupt checked in with an IMT insurance substitution.
You know, Williamsburg has not played poorly today.
No.
They really haven't. They've taken good shots. They have found their way to the basket multiple times. And, you know, if tonight wasn't the night that they were shooting 26%, maybe if they shot, 35, 40% like they usually do, it's a different game today. But sometimes it just doesn't happen that way.
Yeah. It's the tough part about a single elimination tournament in any sport, especially basketball. If you're not on your A game, you're not kind of doing what you're used to doing, it's tough. There's now a couple free throws coming for Breithaupt, and that one settles in. And Wallert's starting to give a few players some opportunities to get on the floor here at Wells Fargo Arena. Kayla Webker checks in, and Claire Lucan with a monster 27-point performance goes to the bench. That one goes in for Breithaupt too. 53 points in 2 games of the state tournament. And she will add to that tomorrow night. Get a timeout called by Williamsburg, and they're going to want to talk things over. Late in this one, it is all Wahlert Catholic, and the Golden Eagles are moments away from their first ever state championship appearance. We'll be back with the conclusion of this one on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
There's a look at the brightly colored Wahlert Catholic student section. They'll be back here tomorrow night for the Class 3A championship game. Something Wahlert Catholic has never done. They had been to state 10 times prior to this season, but had only won 1 game in program history at the state tournament. They had never won on this floor. The last time they won a state tournament game was Veterans Auditorium in 2004. Quarterfinal win over Davenport Assumption. This one's certainly going to be pretty sweet for the Golden Eagles.
A lot for those Golden Eagle fans to be excited about here.
Get those hotel rooms booked. They will be back here once again. Here comes Williamsburg. Allie Gorsh is going to play softball at Kirkwood. Kicks it out to Hughes and Carly Rich. Final minutes of her high school basketball career coming, and Rich will go to the line to shoot a couple. Wahlert made a number of substitutions there during the timeout. As Celia Scher checked in, Cameron Tyson also in. And it'll be Carly Rich shooting 2. What a career for her. 4-time all-conference athlete. And
reached her 1,000th point this year.
Really outstanding player. And took Williamsburg basketball to heights it hadn't been before. This one missed strong, and the rebound is there for Williamsburg. We'll get another look. Rich dribbles it out and gets inside. Nice step through to the cup, and she's going to the line for one more.
Beautiful move there by Carly Rich. Taking her talents to Wartburg, as you mentioned, next year. Fantastic women's basketball program at Wartburg.
Yeah, that's a Division III power. Free throw up, no good. And this one's taken by Scher as Wahlert runs it up the floor, and we'll get a foul by Carly Rich. And Skaggs will check in. And That'll be the sign of the end here for Carly Rich. And some hugs and high fives coming over there. She shares a moment with her aunt and head coach Stephanie Dacey. Seniors checking out here for Williamsburg, Briley Weingarten, Allie Gorsch. Their final moments in a Williamsburg uniform. The Wahlert ball out of that stoppage. As the Golden Eagles are a minute away from flying high into the championship game. Here's Kennedy. Backs it out. Cher looking inside. Nice defense there from Horvath. And they go up top. Chris Spiegler wants a timeout. And it is going to be a timeout to talk things over. Even in a 20-point game, less than a minute to go. The Golden Eagles are meticulous and want to talk things over. So we'll let them. We'll come back and have the conclusion of this one on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Well, the 3A championship is just about fully determined. Wahlert Catholic with a 20-point lead, less than a minute to go in this Class 3A semifinal. The Golden Eagles were the number 2 team in the state. They've never been ranked better than that in school history. They've never made the championship game. They've never won 21 games in a single season. And all of that, we're going to take the never off of that here in just a moment. Down inside, hook shot won't go. Loose ball picked up in the corner by Breithopt.
You know, we talked so much today about Claire Lucan. I do just want to really note the sophomore Carolyn Freed, 7 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists on 3 for 5 shooting. Just a sophomore. What a bright future this team has, in addition to, as you said, some new heights being reached today.
It's turned away, and here come the Raiders with Horvath. Poked at there by Cher. The free throw line for Urian. Left side now for Allen. Who wants to get this last shot? This is Jordan Skaggs spinning inside, and the baby hook goes. But it was Wahlert Catholic's day to shine. The Golden Eagles are flying into a Class 3A championship game for the first time in program history. A statement win for the Wahlert Catholic program, and Chris Spiegler has led them to a championship game performance for the first time ever. And they will have a date with the number 1 team in Class 3A, the Mount Vernon Mustangs, coming up tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. And I just cannot wait to see Claire Lucan against Mount Vernon and their post player. And what a matchup that is going to be.
That'll be wonderful state tournament basketball. We have been treated to some great games down here at the arena this week, and that championship will be no exception.
Let's go down for our post-game presentations with our public address announcer.
Player will receive a commemorative basketball provided by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Presenting awards from the IGHSAU are Aaron Gerlich, Executive Director, and Gary Ross, Basketball Administrator and Associate Director. Congratulations to head coach Stephanie Dacey and the Raiders from Williamsburg on an outstanding basketball season. And now, Olivia Donovan will advance her team to the next round on the official bracket at center court. Golden Eagles fans, your team advances to the championship, where they will play Mount Vernon on Friday at 8.
Well, what a game it was for Wahlert Catholic and the Golden Eagles. Are heading to a Class 3A state championship behind a 27-point performance from Claire Lucan, who will have her hands full with Chloe Meester tomorrow night. But what a job she did to send Wahlert to the title game.
Absolutely, and on the heels of a 26-point performance earlier this week. So she is on fire this tournament. So fun to watch and surrounded by such a nice cast of teammates that allows her to shine.
So you're saying we can book a 28-point performance tomorrow night?
I think so.
Absolutely. Wahlert Catholic will play Mount Vernon coming up tomorrow night at 8 o'clock for the Class 3A state championship. Thankfully, our basketball coverage is not done today. The 4A semifinals are going to get rolling here at the top of the hour at 5 o'clock. We encourage you to stay tuned for that. Until then, we'll say so long for our crew here at the Girls Union Digital Network. Alongside Tammy Blackstone, I'm Daniel Versteg. You've been watching the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.